And well, there's been some interviews with certain actors, and they've kind of let slip things that'll be happening. Well, first of all, we had the actor who plays Nightcrawler, Alan Cumming, who's also Floop in Spy Kids. Floop. Everybody remember that? I remember Floop. I can never do that F though. It's a very hard thing to master. But he basically let it slip that in the movie, it looks like he has a quick fight scene with Mr. Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards. During an interview, he said here, I'm sort of learning these fights. And I'm like, who am I fighting with? What? And they're like, you're hitting Pedro Pascal against the head. Ooh, so obviously very small, and it doesn't mean there will be this big buildup to their fight. Like this could literally just be a situation where they have one little hit with one another and something bigger is going on. But this to me still paints the picture that at some point the X-Men have a small tussle with the Fantastic Four. Because no way Reed Richards is just on his own fighting against them. And dude, that's just like, woo, that's exciting, dude. That's so fun to. Who would have thought? All the way you go back to the Fox X-Men movies, James Marsden, Halle Berry, Alan Cumming, all these people, that one day they would be fighting a third reboot of the Fantastic Four 20, almost 30 years later. That's wild to think about. And okay, let's try and put this scene in context, because all right, sorry if you haven't seen Thunderbolts by now. Even Marvel is spoiling that movie for you, so we're just gonna be flat out with the post-credit scene of that. This is your warning. Sorry about that, buddy. But the post-credit scene of that shows that the Fantastic Four ship is coming to our MCU, right? And now there's been so many theories, so many people chatting, and all this time people talking, they've brought up really great points, because we all assume the Fantastic Four are on that ship, but it's like, what if they're not? What if there's more? What if it's only half the team? That's what I thought about too. What if it's only like the Thing and Sue in that ship, and maybe Reed and Johnny went to the X-Men world? So that'll give us also a reason to kind of like merge all the universes. Like some people have even brought out that it's Doctor Doom who stole that ship to go to Earth. There's all these theories. It doesn't mean the Fantastic Four are on there. It just means that that was their ship. And so the only way I think this fight happens right now is if they're going to the X-Men universe to help save Monica Rambeau, right? Because that's the other post-credit scene from the Marvels, where that ended with Monica Rambeau going through like a rift, and then she ended up in this X-Men universe where Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast is there, and he's gonna give the X-Men $1 million. Where Beast is there along with Photon, I believe is her name, in the X-Mansion. So maybe Reed, using his big old science brain, knows how to teleport multiverse to multiverse. Once they get there, the X-Men see them as a threat, because it's like, what are you doing in our universe? And then they have a quick little fight. That's awesome. I think that's so cool to have that happen there. But even I think it's a cooler idea to split the Fantastic Four. Like half of them end up in our MCU and the other half end up in the X-Men, and they have to somehow merge. And that's just part of the movie I never really thought about. Like, we are going to have scenes like that where they're enemies for a little bit. And even afterwards in Secret Wars, they kind of have to be enemies again, because the whole comic is about we have to destroy their Earth before they destroy ours. So it just leads to a lot of cool things. And it's going to be a lot of fights that we didn't expect to happen. Uh, this is also where I guess I want to go into the next point, that we have gotten a little tidbit that Sam Wilson will be forming his Avengers off screen, which I think kind of sucks. I think that should have been the plot of his Avenger movie. We had Alex from the Cosmic Circus, who does really great reporting, is pretty much on point all the time. Says here that Sam Wilson has reportedly recruited his Avengers team off screen in the MCU. And again, the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts insinuates that, with Sam Wilson being mad that the Thunderbolts are the new official Avengers. He's even going to copyright the name, and that he has his own team being built. And someone pulled up a clip from the end of Brave New World. And yeah, in the hospital, when he's talking to the new Falcon, he's like, the world needs the Avengers, basically meaning he's assembling them. Would have been great though if that was the plot of the movie, is him putting the team together, and would have been good to see them all fight the Red Hulk. I do just still think it's so funny, the people who are just not on Sam Wilson. Oh, see, right here. This is, you're pissing me off. You're pissing me off, Mr. Fox. I am shocked the amount of people that are not with Sam Wilson, because Sam Wilson, I think, is on the right side right now. But everybody's like, new Avengers over Sam. Sam is so petty. How could he be copyright? And I'm like, what? Steve gave him the shield. All right. These are criminals put together a team. These are the good guys. And I like the criminals. I like the government official team. You're pissing me off. I get it. John Walker is a cool dude. I get it. He's relatable and whatnot, but obviously it's just jokes and all that. But it is funny to see how there's like a new Civil War being started, even though I don't know if they're ever planned to do Civil War 2. Because I think in the comics, Civil War 2, the storyline for that is that there is a new technology or a mutant with a power where they can see the future and they know when someone's going to commit a crime. I might be getting it wrong. You can correct me. But this is the plot for Civil War 2 in the comics. There's a mutant or a technology that lets them see the future, knowing when someone does a crime. And so half of the Avengers decide, okay, let's just use that power and arrest them before they commit the crime. While other Avengers are like, no, that's not right. We should let them do the crime. Then we have a real reason to arrest them. And then people are like, well, why would we let them kill somebody and then arrest? Like, it's a whole thing, right? Obviously, I don't think that's going to be the plot of Civil War 2 because they haven't set that up. Right now, with what they have set up, is just they're fighting for the name of the Avenger team. Let me pull up because someone did some great art where it has all the Avengers here. If you guys know who did this art, let me know because I've been trying to find it online. This image has just been circulating like crazy, but it paints the picture really well of like what Civil War 2 could be like. And again, just like we had Nightcrawler and the Fantastic Four, the X-Men and Fantastic Four fight each other, there's going to be, I think, a small scene in Avengers Doomsday where we have Avengers versus the Avengers with a Z. And that will be kind of interesting to watch. You know, I know some people put a lot of faith in the Thunderbolt Avenger team, especially because Sentry's there. But I don't know. Sam Wilson got a Black Panther, got a Shang-Chi, got a She-Hulk. Yeah, we have a She-Hulk. And then she starts twerking. Those thunderclaps, dead. All the Thunderbolt Avengers, dead. That's what I want to see in Avengers Doomsday, and I hope it happens. Someone said Zack Snyder. He would make those thunderclaps in slow motion, and just I don't even know what this channel's about anymore, guys. But I know exactly, right? That's my whole point too, is but they're fighting over a dumb copyright. You're right. So that's why I don't think that'll end up becoming a whole Civil War event where they actually make a movie out of it or a thing. I think it's literally going to be like a 5-minute, 6-minute small misunderstanding in the team. And it might not even be a direct fight. I think what will happen in Doomsday is they both end up showing up to whatever danger, the incursion, Doom, whatever, and they just are forced to work together, and maybe they're competing on who could save more people or who could do the job better. I'm not sure about that, but you know, I still just have my doubts on some of the things. Like, I'm just still not on board with Bucky betraying Sam like that. Like, I get that he sympathizes with them being criminals trying to be good because he was brainwashed, but I just don't think he'd go this far to work with Val and everything he's doing. Some people say, well, he wants to keep an eye and make sure everything's fine. It's like, I guess, but I don't know. So we'll see. I do like the lineup, though, of who the Avengers for Sam Wilson's team are looking to be. Captain Marvel would definitely make sense. And he's, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, and all them. Yeah, I think that's enough to take on the Sentry a little bit. Dude, Don Cheadle better be in there. We have gotten no confirmation of what's been going on with him. So that's what's going on right now in the Avengers sphere. I think that's fascinating and fun. We'll see what turns out from it, but I lead off to you guys. How do you think about it? We're still hearing rumors that Spider-Man might not be in Avengers Doomsday, and I'm just believing it a little bit more and more, especially with some Spider-Man stuff we have to talk about a little later in this stream. So we'll see. All right.